Welcome to the Spotlight by CG Ruthless, man. Let's welcome my special guest. He's a big-time draft sleeper. This running back from Mount Union University, man. This guy had over 2,000 yards all-purpose, 35 total touchdowns last season. Let's welcome my guest, running back Ty Echeverry, man. How's it going,
Yes,
bro?
sir. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, bro. Anytime, man. For those people who are not familiar with you, man, tell me about yourself.
Yeah. I'm a small school running back. I went to the University of Mount Union, kind of a D3 powerhouse. Nick Sirianni, the head coach that actually just won the Super Bowl, he went here. We have a ton of legends that went here. Pierre Garcon. We have a ton of coaches on our coaching staff that made it to the league from here. We had one of my teammates last year played in the NFL. Wayne Ruby played for the Jaguars, and yeah, man, just trying to go do this thing, trying to chase my dream, and that's it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. So there's been plenty who came, like you just mentioned. So that's a good way to put yourself. But what got you into football in the early part, man?
I've been playing football since a young age. I first got introduced to it just from a classmate early on because I'm a first generation American. So I mean, if you can't see the flag in the background, I didn't grow up watching football, and then one of my classmates put me onto it, and I just fell in love. I've been playing ever since I was like 7 years old, and yeah, I mean, the rest is history. I've just always had big dreams in the sport since I was young, and always wanted to work hard and do my best, and just trying to be the best player I could become, and that leads us to where I am today.
Well, that's good. At least you're the first generation. I guess your family came from a different country. So
Mhm.
must
Yeah,
have been the American dream. But it has to feel great to just be one of those guys that's born in this country and be able to fulfill that American dream, like they say.
exactly. And growing up, it was kind of instilled in me that I'm really blessed to live in this country and have the opportunities that have come my way, and like just being a student athlete, getting to play a sport and go to school at the same time. Like, what an amazing opportunity. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for Mount Union and the time I spent here. And yeah, I don't ever take it for granted being here.
Absolutely, man. So
Mhm.
what was the offers like coming out of high school for you?
So during high school, I was kind of playing both ways. So my film was pretty good on each side of the ball, and it was during COVID as well. So recruiting was, I didn't have the easiest time in recruiting. I was just looking at a couple small schools and found out about Mount Union, and I saw the history and the legacy and the national championships, and I don't know who else wouldn't want to be a part of that. So I kind of hopped on the train, and at first I played special teams. I kind of embraced my role of just trying to help the team do whatever I can to win a national championship, and I worked hard every day. And uh, I owe a lot to the older guys because they kind of pushed us younger guys in the right direction. Like, even if we were just playing special teams at the time, like, they were still pushing us to be great running backs, even if we were fourth, fifth, sixth on the depth chart. And I think that kind of helped mold me into the player I am today. That kind of the discipline and just the hardworking nature those guys showed and instilled in us kind of helped me be who I am today, and helped me push some of the younger guys nowadays too.
Yeah. So when did you feel that the game got slower in college?
Oh, definitely after a little bit of experience, like, you get in there and for the first time and you're just a little nervous, but I feel like once you get those first couple runs under your belt, and then definitely the playbook. I mean, that's a huge thing. We had a pretty complex offensive playbook here with a ton of signals, a ton of terminology. So after that got easier and I spent a lot of time studying that, the game definitely slowed down because I was thinking less about what I have to do and more about just playing the game.
Yeah. Like you get comfortable, and once you get some of those touches, like you said, it starts to become a natural eventually. So
Mm-hmm.
what kind of offense did you guys run at Mount Union that can translate to the next level?
Um, a lot of zone runs, a lot of trusting and like how the offense is or how the offensive line is gonna conduct like their double teams and where they're gonna work to. And if the defense is in this, it'll change to this, and then pass protection as well. Just like it was really advanced. I mean, like I said, we have prior NFL coaches on our staff, so the offense they really expected a lot from us in terms of just being able to handle all that, and I think we did a good job of that.
Yeah, that can translate pretty well, especially a team who runs a zone like San Francisco's one of those perfect examples. They
Mhm.
can just put you in there and you can probably just step in. But
Yeah.
so what NFL teams have you met with?
I haven't met with any as of now, but after my pro days, I mean, a ton of positive feedback from a bunch of the scouts that were there. Like they all told me I killed it. And then I've talked to the Browns and the Buccaneers since then. They've been in contact with my coaches.
Okay, so you're under the radar. So from your pro day, you had like what you ran a 4.4. You had a
Mm-hmm.
pretty solid speed. I mean,
Yeah.
looking at the production, man, you were like the Christian McCaffrey of that conference, man, from how
Yeah.
you were playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they kinda trusted me with everything, and I think I can do everything on the football field. I can run in between the tackles, I can make people miss, I can block, I can definitely catch out of the backfield, so I feel like I can do it all, and I can play special teams at the next level too. I mean, that's how I got started here, by being a dog on special teams and giving it my all, and they're like, "Okay, this kid can play," and I feel like I could do the same thing at the next level.
Oh yeah, man.
Mhm.
Maybe there's something I'm not aware of. Maybe San Francisco does have you under the radar, but
Yeah,
they're just not saying
yeah,
nothing about it
yeah,
because they
yeah,
they like to hit stuff. So they
yeah,
don't.
you never
Maybe
know.
I see that you fit into the zone and you
Mhm,
can catch the ball at the backfield and do everything. And even in the zone, dude, you went over 1,700 yards rushing and
yeah,
you had like 30 touchdowns, and then you had
mhm,
5 touchdowns on the receiving end, and you had 40 catches and almost 300
mhm,
yards, dude. So,
yeah.
dude, you would just be a killer in that offense.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
for sure.
yeah.
But outside of football, who are you as a person?
Um, I I've I'm a very family-driven man. Coming from a different country, like I said earlier, like there weren't many opportunities for my family to do things growing up and to go on vacations and have a good time. So I really want to work hard, whether it's football or it's a career. I really want to work hard to give my life kind of a family life that I wasn't able to have growing up. And like I said, I'm just grateful to live in this country, and I want to reap all the benefits that come with living here because there's so many people out in the world that are less fortunate than we are. And I'm just grateful to be here every day and to be able to have an education. And I just try and live my life with gratitude, with faith, and trying to keep my family first.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of us are unfortunate for some people, but we got to be grateful for the opportunity we're
Exactly.
in. So,
Oh yeah.
a lot of our ancestries are pretty much from our other families have left from that country to come over here for the dream.
Hmm.
So, of course, that's like something
Yeah.
like I come from a Mexican immigrant family, but they're more like my grandparents. But my mother was born in Texas, so
Okay.
there was like, but Mexico, I still have that around my family. So
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. So you understand, you get it.
yeah, I get it
Yeah.
too. So you grew up in Florida, like in Naples, Florida. So
Yeah.
what team did you grew up watching that you like?
I kind of grew up watching everyone just because the Dolphins weren't very good growing up, but still a Dolphins fan. Um, yeah, I just kind of grew up watching everyone, and I kind of think that it gave me a holistic view of football as a whole. I wasn't really like biased towards a certain team, so I was able to watch everything from the big picture. So yeah, I think I got a unique experience that way.
So which running back do you model yourself after, like watching their tape and all that stuff that you try to emulate?
Yeah. Um, I like a lot of the recent guys like Jameer Gibbs. I love his tape just because he can do everything. I mean, and especially his college tape at Georgia Tech and Alabama, they put him everywhere. They had him catch the ball like close to the sidelines and have him in space that way. I like Bucky Irving a lot. I'm a big fan of Bucky Irving just because he's like a similar size guy to me, but he can do everything in the NFL. He can catch the ball out of the backfield and he can run between the tackles with efficiency. And like, it's just so hard to tackle a guy, an explosive guy that's like around our size because it is a smaller target with the same amount of explosive power. So yeah, I really like his game too.
Well, those are good ones to go with. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, a lot of those guys that you're mentioning, they can be good receiving backs. They can be very effective also. But then you can throw in Christian McCaffrey, who does it all also, man.
Oh
That
yeah,
guy,
sure, yeah.
I mean, Saquon's another one. He's at the next level.
Saquon, yeah. Those are like the cookie cutter guys. Like those are like
Yeah.
obviously, yeah, they can do everything. But I like the niche. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Not
The Gibbs,
everyone.
he's something else. He's got
Yeah,
speed and he can do everything. I mean, Bucky Irvin, I think he's going to be on his way up there at some point. So
oh, I know. Yeah, I watched him a lot in college, and I was just like super impressed. And when the Buccaneers picked him up, I was super excited to see like if they would use him in their offense, and I'm glad they did because he was super productive this year.
super productive for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like he had one of the best rookie seasons by far.
Oh
Um, yeah, he was definitely a problem. I can see how your skill set can translate pretty well. Playing in a zone type of offense, I feel like you should be able to plug in and play pretty well at that
yeah.
level.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to football, man, like we'll go with common sense a little bit. You know, sometimes we have some moments with these players. So how do you deal with some quitters on your guys' team? Do you guys just try to diffuse the situation to where you don't let it get to you guys, or do you just try to reach out to that individual about something, or how does that work for you guys?
Yeah, I was a team captain this past year, so I tried to resolve a lot of those issues with players and coaches and those kinds of scenarios that you explained there. When it comes to a player kind of being uh, kind of wanting to quit, at first, like you try and figure out what's going on because a lot of times, especially at a smaller school like this, a lot of times it can be personal issues, like things going on at home, things happening at school that they're not happy with, and it's kind of affecting their football life. But then it can also be, it can like at a certain point, it can turn into a distraction for other teammates, and they can start talking bad about the coaches and the team and other players. So we try and just like mitigate that by first talking to the person, like put football aside, like figure out what's going with the person, with your teammate. And then if it's a personal issue, try and help them out, try and point them in the right direction because they might not have anyone around them talking to them. But if it's not a personal issue, if it's a football issue, I kind of did a lot this year trying to be a liaison between the coaches and the players because a lot of times there can be a disconnect and some players might not feel comfortable going to certain coaches and saying certain things. But as a team captain this year, I felt like it was my duty to kind of bridge that gap and make the team better by making the communication better between the coaches and the players. And like we had multiple meetings where a player would need to talk to a coach and they would ask me to be in there too so I could help them and help them get their point across. And then I think that helps the coaches too see it from a player's perspective because it's not only like a player that's upset, it's another player that's helping them get the point across. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be one of those issues too, so we don't know how we could judge it. But if it's just a selfish reason, then maybe there's reasons to like try to like resolve it at a different time. But
Hmm.
let's say you guys are like in a situation in the sidelines, you know, like one of your
Hmm.
teammates is just not on the same page, little altercation, you know,
Yeah.
everybody is emotional at the moment, but how do you deal with this situation as a leader?
Yeah. I can see like I can just give you an example kind of to like a quarterback and a receiver kind of thing you're saying. Like let's say the
Yeah, it
receiver
could be
isn't
one of
getting his
those, or it
touches.
could be the offensive lineman, or any of
Yeah.
those kind of guys on your
Yeah.
team that's not on the same page,
Yeah,
or
and that
maybe
happens
you
that
want
I
to.
mean, that happens all the time,
Yeah,
but, like, when it gets serious and, like, it can get distracting at times. The coaches are trying to talk about game plan stuff, and, like, people will be arguing, but you just try and focus them up and, like, try and remind them, like, "Hey, like, you're kind of wasting time by arguing and stuff. We got another drive, we got another quarter, we gotta go finish the game, whatnot." Like, there's no reason to waste your breath arguing something if we have to keep moving forward. Once the game's over, sure, argue all you want, but like during the game, those are like precious moments where some good communication can happen. So it's not, you don't try and tell them off because they're already agitated and that might make them even more mad, but you try and get them to understand like, hey, let's settle down. Like we got another drive, another quarter. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's just it can be emotional at times, and it can be something that you probably want to diffuse the situation from. But like,
Mhm.
it's just football. It can happen from time to time. But
Yeah.
let's say you guys are down by multiple touchdowns. What would be the pep talk for you guys to come from behind and win this ball game?
Um, so we're down multiple touchdowns. We were in that situation a lot of times this year, and I mean, it was always just the next drive mentality. Like when we get off the field, we just have to know that we're gonna score. And I feel like that's kind of a simple answer because everyone wants to come back and win the game, but I can give you a more unique answer. We were in the national championship and we were down a good amount with like one drive left. So people were starting to like say, okay, we're gonna lose this game. And I had to kind of like get people on board and say like, hey, no matter the result, like let's not lose our composure. Like let's not fight the other team. Let's not talk bad to the refs. Like let's lose with composure if we lose, but like let's keep hammering this thing. Like even if it's some of these guys' last drives ever, even mine, like let's end it off on a good note. Like we worked so hard for this. There's no reason to let it all go to the trash right here just because a result is going to be a result. Like that doesn't change who you are and what you stand for. So let's end this thing off on a good note. And we did. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so possible. Like just because you're down by this amount doesn't mean the game's over. You still have a chance to turn it around. All it takes is one big play.
Mm,
All it takes is one momentum swing, and
yeah.
everything changes right off the bat. So it's like it happens from there. So as like just from like how do you prepare for your opponents? Like when you look at their film and what how do
Mm.
you attack their weakness?
Yeah. Obviously, being a running back, a lot of the things will focus on is the run game. So we'll see what defense they're in, who their key players are, and then we'll look at their run blitzes and how they are. Well, yeah, we'll look at run blitzes and we'll also look at how they fit things. And that was a huge thing for me this year. I kind of got way better this year at understanding and being able to learn throughout the week a team's run fits and how they fit to the run. And on Saturdays, it would almost become second nature because I had seen it so many times. I had drawn it up multiple times. I knew exactly where the linebackers were going to be when the tight end would motion back and we'd run our zone. So I think learning the defense and learning how they fit the run is the most important thing you could do as a running back, on top of knowing who your offensive linemen are going to work to that week in terms of blocking schemes and stuff. And then in the pass game, just knowing who to block, which is a huge part because you have to protect the quarterback. And we also had a pretty complex pass protection system, but it was complex for a good reason because it really got the job done, but it took a lot of thinking, and we just had to know who to block there, and then just knowing when you'll be open in critical passing situations, you go get a first down.
Absolutely, man. There's just different ways how you can study your opponents, and like the way it depends on how you guys go against the run defense and all the other stuff. And
Mhm.
the tendency, like you said, it can be like for you guys, you can do your pass block or catch the ball at the backfield. It can be
Mhm.
one of those type of situations. I mean,
Yeah,
but you play in the zone, so there is more opportunities for you to get teams interested. But maybe they're just gonna have to look deeper for you, man.
yeah, exactly.
But what made you enjoy playing at Mount Union University, man? What was so great about that program?
Man, just the standard, and if you ever find yourself in Alliance, Ohio, you'll hear the phrase "the standard" over and over and over again, and it's kind of a standard that's been instilled from back in the day, from when they won their first national championship to nowadays, 13, 14 national championships later. The standard is still set super high, and it's just a standard of hard work and a standard of winning. Like we don't take losing very very kindly here. We want to win every single game, even the last game, the national championship, and that all comes from practicing that way and lifting that weight and attending meetings and being in class and just doing all the right things that a national championship or any championship caliber team has to do to get every single wheel turning on that championship train. That's the standard that's set here. And I kind of fell in love with that. Like I said earlier, the older guys here gave me like amazing role models to look up to, and they were on that train 100%. And I don't see, looking at those guys, how you wouldn't want to hop on that train and be fully committed to the team after that. So yeah, it's just the standard and the culture of winning here, man. I love it.
Yeah, and then coming like out of high school, you at least kind of stay loyal to that program. Like most college students have transfer multiple times or just transfer for whatever reason, but it seems to me you've been loyal to this program.
Oh yeah. And it was loyal because of everything they put into me and how they transformed me into the man and player I am today. And also I wanted to see the fruits of my labor. Like, even if I wasn't playing at a certain point, I still wanted to see how far I could take it and how far I could push it at the place I'm at, because I had to earn every single little thing.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna do some rapid fire. So we'll do something like something out of the ordinary. So Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto?
Ooh, Grand Theft Auto.
It's a tricky one, right?
Yeah, that's a tricky one, but I think I have more memories playing Grand Theft Auto. That might be my favorite game franchise of all time.
I'm waiting for the new one, but it hasn't came.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But I think you can't go wrong with either choice, even Madden or NCAA. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But how does it feel to just play an NCAA game, then see you on the video game?
We're not in it.
You're not in it?
No. Yeah. No, we're not in it. But I wasn't too hurt about it. I mean, I didn't expect to be in it.
I would think a lot of small schools would be included, but I guess not.
No, it was only the FBS schools, the Division I FBS.
So you guys are in a far different competition, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But at least you got to dominate in that competition, so you would be like that competition's version of Christian McCaffrey.
Exactly, yeah. And they say,
or the Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, whatever you want. They say if you can play, they'll find you, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Like you said, there's some of these guys that came to this program and actually had some NFL careers. So you'll probably be the next one in line. So
hopefully.
But let's see. So you're out on the middle of nowhere. If you had to choose between McDonald's or Burger King, which one would it be?
McDonald's for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
If you had to choose between Walmart or Target, which one would it be?
Target for sure.
Okay.
A little pricier, but I like Target better.
Can't go wrong with it either way. Yeah. But if you just had your cheat diet for the day, man, what would it be for a soda? Like Coke or Pepsi?
Ooh. I say a nice Dr. Pepper.
Okay, I'll put it as an alternate.
Let me give you a Dr. Pepper.
It's an alternate, but people kind of had that debate. What's the best soda and all that stuff? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like throw it randomly. But what's like a cheat meal that you gotta have, man?
I really love breakfast food, and me and my roommates, we would come home from practice and be tired all day, and just make eggs and pancakes and bacon. So I think my favorite cheat meal would be just a nice big stack of chocolate chip pancakes and a bunch of bacon and sausage. And yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That, like they always say, breakfast is always the most important meal of the day.
Exactly. Yep.
I mean, you can't go wrong with it. But if you had to choose between KFC or Popeyes, which one would it be for a fried chicken?
Popeyes. Yeah.
Okay. See, we're getting to know about you a little bit more.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite kind of culture food or something you like to eat?
Culture food, Colombian food. That's where I'm from. That's my heritage. Colombian food for sure.
Oh yeah, I can see that flag right there. I was figured because you said that. Yeah, hey, we got something with the Hispanics and all that stuff, so that's cool. I mean,
yeah, no, that's why I want to make it big in football too, because there aren't many young Hispanic. Well, growing up, there weren't many Hispanic players in the NFL, and it's kind of hard to
Slowly,
find
it's getting up
people
there,
to
but
look up
yeah,
to. Yeah, it's getting there, but kind of want
yeah,
to be a voice for young Hispanic kids and kids
man,
all around the world. Like you can play football, and if you work
man. I
hard,
might have to
you can
come
do
up with a nickname for you, man. Colombian CMC.
that. Yeah, seriously,
Yeah,
seriously, push that
or
for sure.
Hispanic CMC. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah.
But just from watching your tape, bro, just from
Mhm.
all that hard work over the years, what do you take into going to the NFL that you need to improve on the most?
Um, I don't. I'll tell you right now. The biggest thing will probably be mindset, and I say that because right now I haven't I'm not at an NFL practice or at an NFL camp. I can't see right now which trait of my football game that I will need to improve the most. But if I come in with the right mindset and I come in with a learning mindset, I'm not going to be a hot shot right away. I'm not going to be that guy right away, but that's who I am. I'm a learner. I'm a hard worker. And if I get into the right team who wants to invest in me, I'll give them everything I have. And I'm a smart kid. I'll learn. And I feel like if I come in with the right mindset, I can really do a lot of great things for myself, but also help the team win games.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to get some of that training and all that stuff. So what's the plans for you going into the draft? Like, what's your training type of schedule, and what's the
Mm.
plans during draft day?
Yeah, no, right now, since the pro days wrapped up, I've just been staying ready for when I get that call during or after the draft, and right now, just doing all sorts of. It's kind of interesting because usually your off seasons are the whole summer and spring combined, but I heard somebody say like going into the pros will be your shortest off season ever, and it is really because right after our football season ended in January, we were already working towards the pro day that was in March. So, yeah, you only have like a month between when you're done with the pro days and the NFL draft. So, all of my off-season work has been condensed into like a month right now. So, I'm working on that right now, and then draft draft day, I think I'm just going to spend it with my family, watch the draft and have the phone ready.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Does the moment feel surreal or business as usual to you?
I think business as usual just cuz I'm the one that's been there and seen all the hard work I've put in, and I truly want this for myself and truly think I'm capable of it. So I'm not nervous about it, shy or anything. I'm just ready.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Mhm.
So for those NFL teams, why should they draft you, man? It's got to be convincing for them to draft you, right?
Yeah. My pitch to an NFL team is first of all, I don't know how you could have a 2,000-yard season and a 35 touchdown season, no matter what division, and it go under the radar. But aside from that, I can do everything on the football field. I made a name for myself here at my school playing special teams. So if they need me to do that, I can do that. Like I can truly do everything. But I have the speed and the decision making and the agility and the elusiveness to be an explosive player in the NFL. I truly believe that. And I played like that this year, and people can sit there and compare it to Division 3 or like compare it to the competition level I'm going against. But there are plenty of Division 3 guys that I've played in the past who are on active rosters right now in the NFL. So I feel like I can make a big splash once I get there and impress a lot of coaches.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are. I mean, it's just like, it's just quiet for right now, but it will pick up sooner or later because there will be opportunities. Like you said, even the guys who come from your guys' division actually been
Mhm.
in current NFL rosters or been pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
But now that you look back at it, it's like, man, it feels like a dream, right? Just from that kind
Yeah.
of work you put in, huh?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's gone kind of fast because the season ended in January, and then you're working towards the pro day, and then pro day happens, and then this is kind of like the time where I've actually been able to like settle down and think. I'm finishing up a couple classes here at school and training, so it's a little slower. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've just been soaking it in, being in the present moment, enjoying it. I get to tell my kids I was training for the NFL, and Yeah.
Yeah. So what's like your backup plan, like your college major and all that?
Yeah, so I majored in exercise science and I have a passion for sport performance. I had an internship at the Ohio State University with their football team lined up. Obviously, I'm doing this right now, but I had given them a call and they were super understanding. Their coaches over there are awesome. And they told me if I didn't chase this dream right now instead of doing that, they don't think they'd want me to work there anyways. So, yeah, that's what I would have been doing right now.
But at least you're getting yourself ahead of the game a little bit.
Mhm.
So going from a sunny weather in Florida, going all the way to Ohio in a cold weather, man,
Yeah.
what was the environment like just from going from
Oh
that?
man, it's crazy. Over here in Ohio too, the Great Lakes are pretty close, so we get the lake effect weather and it's just really windy and cold and wet. But I got used to it pretty fast. You just bundle up a little bit more and you're okay. And honestly, the football games in the cold were the most fun. It snowed the most it had this past year during our playoff run, and it snowed the most since I've been here. And those games were just awesome. Like when you see the snow falling and the ground gets covered in that white powder, like it just looks so nice. And everyone kind of forgets how cold they are just because it looks so beautiful out there. And playing football in that weather, like you said, I'm from Florida. I'm used to the hot and being sweaty, and there's not really much difference from that. And then it'll maybe rain here and then, but here, like having the snow fall while you're playing is pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely, man. But it seems like you're already going to have a great opportunity, man. That all those years in college is going to finally pay off, and you're going to finally be able to live that dream, man. But hey, man, I
Mhm.
definitely appreciate your time, bro,
So
because
thank you.
everything that you present yourself, bro, I feel like you're going to have yourself a nice, successful career, and I'm
Thank
definitely rooting for you, bro. Whether you come into the Bay, I might need to get you on for a second appearance, but
Yeah,
if
for
whatever
sure.
team gets you, man, I'm pretty sure they're going to get themselves a steal, you know? So,
Yeah. And that's genuinely what I think. Like, I think whatever team takes a chance on me, it's seriously a home run. Like, I am slept on so hard. I you know what I'm saying? I check all the boxes, the speed, the actual football statistics, the athleticism, the build, how who I am as a person. I'm a great person. My grades, like it's a steal.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, it's just it's gonna pay off. And dude, like what you just said, just by how you were convincing me to get you, man, to draft you, man. Come on,
Yeah.
over 2,000 yards all purpose and 35 touchdowns, bro.
Mhm.
I would be fooled to just pass on you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, man.
but for everybody else, man, tell me where they can find your social media platform.
Um, I'm Tyler Echeverry on Instagram, Ty_H1 on Twitter, and then I just posted my recent highlight tape. If they want to go check that out on YouTube, you just have to look up Tyler Echeverry. And yeah,
Yeah, I'm watching it, dude. I'm starting to like those tapes, bro. I can see you as a great fit in San Francisco, dude. You would
yeah.
just benefit under CMC. What would it be like just to go to San Francisco and learn under CMC and Garendo?
I mean, like my life in terms of football has just been on an upward trajectory. So I would just love to learn from some of those great running backs in the league and eventually turn into one because I feel like I'm just so smart and I soak up so much information. And once I'm in an environment, and that's why I came here to be in a winning environment and to be surrounded around winning. And eventually that's what you become. You become a product of that. So I'd love to become a product of surrounding myself around NFL running backs.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
Mhm.
But for everybody else, man, this is Mount Union University running back Tyler Echeverry, man. This is what I call the Hispanic CMC, man. Do not sleep on this man. This guy
Yeah.
is Mr. All 2K, all purpose, 35 plus
Mhm.
touchdowns, man. If you are going to pass on this guy, you are fooling yourself.
Mhm.
But hey, man, I definitely appreciate your time, bro, and I wish you the best of luck. And for everybody else, man, thank you guys for tuning in.